intros. But hey, I'm back. I told you I'd be back. You think I was lying? You think I lied to you, Steven? Tell me, do you think I lied? Do you think I'm a liar? You're right, I am. But, blah blah blah. I don't remember where we left off, so I'm just gonna reread the whole thing. By the looks of it, the eraser is normal, no rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from the blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. So then, why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. Alright, we're back with When They Cry. I hit the wrong button. That was Sadako after. That was what Sadako was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door... Some nice music. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Sadako. I'm gonna stop saying it like that. But that's how he says it in the fucking anime. He's like, Sadako! If I can find a clip, I won't cut it in, because that's too much work. But in the end, nothing more than a trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw open the door and stepped into the room. That's when she shot me with a fucking gun. I did not expect to... That's when I felt something around my ankles. It was a similar... is a fucking rabbit whore. It was... I'm gonna take a moment and just, you know... It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. And even made a little boing. By the time I realized it, she had me hook, line, and sinker. It was already too late. My legs pulled the pin off the trap. The grenade bouquet dropped from the ceiling. We were all dead. I feel... You like that moment of silence? I realized what I'm doing and how much of a failure I am. Kei-chan, watch out! And I fell and died. Instinctively reacting to Mia's shrill warning, I twisted my body midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining what happened if I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? Other than peaking audio. A fair morning, Kei-chan. Aren't we lively this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual traps, Sadako. I'm gonna move the mic, so it's gonna probably make a noise, so just bear with me. There, how about that? That good? I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning, you little... Ow. Ow, ow. I can't see the ow, ow, ow without thinking of that ooh fucking thing. It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back when I landed. Better than landing on an inkstone. That's Rika. I like her. You can't see my mouse, but I'm circling her face. She's like one of my favorites. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, pain. Get the fuck out. The small, dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. That... Take that out of context. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? I need to give them distinctive voices. You know what's great about this? I'm alone in the living room of my house. Well, not even... I don't know the house. I'm in the living room of my house just reading and being a disappointment. Are you proud of me? Mother, father? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much as what you actually do, it's a thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika. The pain's going away. No, it's not, bitch. My back is in a lot of pain. Yay. Rika, good morning. Good morning to you, Raina. I'm gonna give her this voice. Yeah. Or not. I'll shift throughout the whole fucking thing. Rika greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Reina, Mion, and I all bowed back. Little spoiler, Rika's like a fucking 100 years old. You're such a good kid, Rika. So much better than Sadako over there. I glanced over in her direction. Sadako was whistling rather deliberately, trying to avoid eye contact. Like... There's gonna be a voice clip of me saying this. Steven, use this to your advantage. I'm the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Ain't that right, puppy? Lies and slander. Ooh, I picked Sadako up by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this, but a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it, I cocked my index finger with my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to her forehead. I was about to fucking murder her ass. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Other than that conversation we had at the beginning. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. I can split plywood right in half.
Eek. Stop. Get away from me. You beast.
Don't say that. In a way, people will misunderstand. You like my... Is there any inflection in my voice? Do you like my tone? My nothing? I'm just addressing Steven. That's the only one. Even though I got 20 views on the last video. I'm practically YouTube famous. I've quit my job. I'm rolling in the dough. Got all the money. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. It was Jesus. Say hello, Jesus. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika is just so... How could I say anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sadako, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut and braced herself for a forehead flick. Oh, I know the audio was kind of loud in the other one. I turned it down, but I mean, if it helps, I'll turn it down just a little. I don't know, just maybe just a little more. There we go, maybe that. I don't know if that helps at all. It doesn't bother me. Coming from someone who is clearly very bothered. You mustn't cry. Keep on fighting. Yeah, Rika gently patted the head of the prankster. You'll never guess those two were the same age. Except they're not. She's like fucking 136. And she's like 10 or something. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika. But I'm just spoiling shit. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Build like a punji pit, and then poop on it. That way his wounds get infected. As the... There's gonna be a cut here. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. How? Sadako is crying.
So cute.
And then Mion just disappeared. Or reappeared. You can't take her home. You can't take her home. Huh? But why? They're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit. What do we have? Okay, hang on. I'm gonna give. What do we have this side? Fuck. No, this one. But just for a bit. Is it fine? Is it fine? Reina kept a cutesy face, even as an outrageous idea outrageous, fucking enormous, outrageous idea spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take him home. Reina's a kidnapper. She's also, you'll learn here in a little, a fucking psychopath. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just looking. That should be fine, right? Rina swooned over Sadako's crying form. If the girl ever goes missing in Himizawa, I'll be the first to turn Reina into the authorities. Forgive me, Reina. I'm sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher is coming. The singular teacher. Now listen closely. I popped my neck. Clean everything up. Sadako, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. Yeah, there's also other children in this room. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle, and this plastic explosive is nearby, where it was just as bad. I pulled the tape, carefully making sure not to skew at her myself. Even though Sadako was the one who set it up, everyone had to help pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Well, we made it in time. Rise. Attention. Mion gave the morning commands. Heil Hitler. I'm trying to be edgy. Is it working? It's difficult being in the class. It's difficult being the teacher for these different grades and all in one class. Imagine that sentence was read right. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Who done texted me? What do you want? I don't care. Reina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, ended up mostly doing self-study. They even ended up helping teach their younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. I hit the wrong button, but it worked either way. They're actually way behind where my students have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher, helping Rena and fucking Greg over there with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Kenchi. Kenchi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Just cuts to the book and she just highlighted the whole fucking thing. It's all important. Teaching makes me lose confidence. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say to teach someone something, you need to understand it, backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting it in your own practice. In contrast, the person over here is being quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. As he fucking drop kicks her. If you don't take this seriously, trouble on with these marks. You get in trouble because school's important. It's like It's not like I'm going to go to a prestigious school. It'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was something else. There was already this was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew that was going to be on the entrance exams. Kenchi, is doing his best to teach us. Kenchi's just like, hold the book. It's like, what does the fuck this say? We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Reina. Sure, you guys get accepted in any school. I don't know how to read. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Reina. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. This is exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red. I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. When Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. I might put that clip in just because I feel like it. So you're studying just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future, Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? I wish that were true. I could become a fucking university student. I could do something with my life. Entrance exams have the basic law of the universe, so it easily overturned, sent me into a state of shock. Let me try that again. Study equal entrance exams, having the basic law of the universe so easily overturned, sent me back in a state of shock. That's right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into a university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. The old geezer thinks that This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing something more meaningful, like smoking crack. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off, but since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have any deep meaning. And then there's that bell. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kitchen, we're done. We're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the single command that signaled the end of the morning period. Kenshi, let's have lunch. Star. I may have been making a very troubled face. Reina smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat, nigga. Drinking my soda. There seemed to be different cliques even within the classes. Most of them were divided up by gender, age, but our group was different. Our ages were different. We had both boys and girls. You had one boy, including yourself. But we weren't reserved around each other. The level of openness made a transfer student like me pretty happy. Reina and Mion pushed their desks closer so they were facing each other. At the same time, Sadako and Rika were slowly lugging their desks over as well. They just... in like season 3 of the anime, frickin' Rika beats the shit out of Sadako with a desk. If I download it, I'll put it here. If not, just use your imagination. Kenshi, hurry! Hurry! Reina raved her she fucking raved her chopsticks. Reina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Kenshi, his lunchbox is most assuredly filled with like nothing but bread crust, like some sort of distant... God, why you gotta use these words, you tiny child? Destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it off to us? Come on now. Even though Sadako was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox, I pulled out my Glock, and said, "Listen, bitch, insult me one more time." I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start. She pulled out a starting gun and shot it in the air. At first this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't have even opened my lunchbox even if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we are all friends. Let's eat. The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully through the room. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of goyles. Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they're a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scurry. Compared to that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. It's like you're the main character or something, man. We'll put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. I hit the shift key instead of the enter key. As the fruits of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Kenshi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Meta fucking this bitch lunch extravagant as well? That stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Sadako was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross encounter, stabbing each other's lunch. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is...
So good.
The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. Talking about food, I might find me food. After seeing my happy face, Rika's expression broke into a little smool. I saved it from my dinner last night. By the way, Sadako and Rika's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika makes it for both of them every day. Rika made this too? This tastes like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot Rosetta Stones weren't made from mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and other kinds of stuff. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. I might, yeah. Oh ho ho ho, oh ho 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 ho. That's nothing for you to boast about. Raina's actually a better cook than I am. Bleh. Well, you know.
Star.
It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Raina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Like me, except I'm not blushing, I'm just a failure. Raina's lunch was really the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Raina's lunchbox, constantly. Or Rena, however you pronounce it. Everyone liked this so much, so I made so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. It gets high marks from me. Ah, Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopstick aside, I reach, trying to secure my own portion. Sadako and Rika reach over at the same time, and a struggle ensues. Everyone shoveled it in their mouths, shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it. Ray's lunchbox was soon empty. It was bad. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Raina. Why the fuck did the frames drop? This is a still image. Why are the frames so low? But Raina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Raina an extremely good cook too? PC storage run low, that's why. But I'll fix that in a minute. Quite different from Kenshi. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kenshi, Sadako. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? God damn it. Sadako's face went pale. I'm having computer problems, so I gotta rush this up. Hopefully last for 7 minutes. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Kenshi, both taste good, and when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You should stop picking on her. Me-chan too. Rika hurriedly tried to follow up. Mion laughed, and haughtily as she drew closer to fucking Riemann Demon. Well, let's just print a little home ec lesson. Now then, Sadako, what is it? Mion lifted her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's a spare. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds I had Rika's mouth covered, holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus, giving her 2 choices. She was pretty terrible. Well, the yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. I don't know why she can. I think you find out later why. I don't remember why she can't tell the difference. So which is it? Probably the yellow one is broccoli, and the blue one is cauliflower, and the green one is... Do you really know which one is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner, just how much experience she has. is just a hunch, but being brought into the Shinosaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. Where? She broke down and started crying. What a bitch. When she acts like this, she really starts to seem her age. Come on, computer, can you hold for 5 minutes before you shit out on me? Cute. Or cute. Rena entered a state of euphoria as Sadako bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Sadako's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face, one that wouldn't care if the world ended right now. Then it was that kind of smile. Rena. Me. It's picking on me. Well. I'm not even gonna. I already feel like a fucking jackass. It's okay, Rena. I'm not gonna. I will not. Here, Steven, if you make it to this, you can also use this little voice clip.
Oni-chan.
We'll take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Oh shit, she punched the fuck out of him. Fish boom bam. I hit the shift key again. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Reina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our face. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling, with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? My wiener. With that, Mion and I slumped our heads back on the floor in unison. For now, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina. See, Sadako? I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. I want to get with you. I want to double making sure Reina couldn't see. Sadako stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all. Using Reina like a puppet. Rika massaged our bruises without saying a word. And then that magic bell rang again. Except it wasn't a magic bell. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadow stretched off into the distance. Hey Kenshi, tomorrow, do you have any plans or anything? Huh? That was such a direct question from Reina. I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Reina saw me, lost for words, and realized that I misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant, but since it was always fun when Reina's in a panic, I went along with it. Oh, really? So, it wasn't meant that way. Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Kenshi, why are you so disappointed? Where? Michin. I said Chan. I want to kill myself. Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me in the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push up buttons like that. Wahow. Waha. Huh? What? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Reina flailed around in complete bewilderment. I couldn't help. I started to laugh as well, feeling just a bit guilty. I ruffled her hair. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. It was just a joke. That was my fault. I want to give someone a Jewish voice. She was really cute. Huh? A joke? Since when? Since when? About halfway through. Halfway? So Kenshi, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? It was only a momentary lapse, but there's no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by. Yeah, you see, saying anything more would have also been a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. I think the chapter ends right here. Or it ends a little bit further. So why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Reina? Oh, well. What we were talking about? Oh, it's been so long. Reina had forgotten that's how long Mion fuck. Words are a bitch. It's just Kenshi. You probably can't find your way around Hinizawa by yourself yet, can you? That's true. I hate to say it. But if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times, Like we were playing pin the tail on the donkey. I wouldn't be able to tell up from down. Tell up from down here. I mean, up is look up. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes. So, see you tomorrow. We were thinking that me and I could escort you through Himazawa and show you around, you fucking loser. That would be a godsend, frankly. I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know, if I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no, even though I thought it was a godsend. I'm too much of a scamp, too much of a scallywag to say so up front. Kenshi, you're not free, perhaps? Perhaps? Well, Mion and I had a rather sour back and forth. Reina peeked over. Been a bit too rough. I just gave in. Sorry. Ah, shit. If you're wondering why there's just like a weird drop, it suddenly stopped recording. So, sorry, forgive me. I apologize. That works well. Thank you for. I'm free. It just stopped fucking recording on me. Great. The trepidation disappeared from Reina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey, now. You're an all-star. Hey, now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Reina. Isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was going. I was rude to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Reina, but her being annoyed was very interesting, so I pushed Reina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Reina. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. Huh? Whoa. If Kenshi is okay with that, then I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Kenshi. Mibara. I don't know how to say his name. It would be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Reina? If we bring a basket, I'll make all the food, maybe. Don't ignore me too, Reina. I'll tell everyone that you two disappeared into a hotel district together. And she got fucking punched. Well then, I'm going home. I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Kenshi. Bye. Me. Chan. Reina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left for me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground, was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There was over 2 meters between you guys. Since you came, they've been sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you'd stop saying stuff that make Reina want to hit you. Or else this would end up being the Mion slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, then the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could have been that we were hanging out around with an unrivaled martial arts master. Maybe someday we'll see her debut in extreme contact sports. You can't lose to Reina. You need to turn up. You need to train up and rematch. You need to turn up. Chan, you should. This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique. Yeah, I was right. This is near the end. This is chapter 1. Well, it's going on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But whatever. Nobody watches this. What, 20? You received tips. We're a mixed grade. We don't have a uniform. Oh, those are like a little fucking, oh, you're looking at my saves. Yeah, see, because I already played through the end of chapter 1. But no, like, the little tips are like little, kind of like backstory things. I'll show it. If you want to see them, say something. But no, this is it. See you guys next week. See, I told you, 1 a week. I'm being consistent. Toodles, fag boys.